What's up, guys? Today I have some very exciting news for you guys. Last night, me and my cousins and my brother, we went to Elko, so it's like a 3.5 hour drive there and back, and we picked up this 68 Dodge. Yeah, so last night, or I guess this last weekend, I was just kind of looking on the local marketplace, you know, and this truck came across my awareness, and I'm gonna be honest, I love these 68s and 69s. Like that's like my favorite year for these trucks, and not even just these trucks, pretty much all trucks in general. You pick any brand of truck out there, it's always gonna be a good year in 68 or 69, like no matter what. And even with cars too, like it's just a great year. And so I'm so excited to finally get my hands on one of these things and just start building it. And honestly, we're not gonna build it like my first gen. This is going to be a completely different build. I'm looking for more of a practical, fun, almost like a good daily driver, the best daily driver you could make out of a 69, or 68. So anyways, I'm gonna get this thing pulled off the trailer. The rear axle's a bit locked up, so we're gonna have to grab a tractor in order to pull it off. So I'm gonna grab the tractor, I'm gonna grab some tools and straps and whatnot, and we'll get this thing pulled. All right, I just got the tractor, I have it all strapped together. I just have the strap to the blade connected to the pumpkin on the truck. Like I said, the rear axle might be locked up or something, so it's gonna be a little forceful. All right, let's see if we can pull this thing off. Oh no, the rear axle's not locked up. I don't know what they were talking about. Look at that thing moving. I'm gonna go check the front end real quick. I'll be back. All right, so now that we got the truck in here, I'm going to discuss my intentions with this truck. By the way, this truck's name is Merlin. This is my new project truck. My intentions are to swap in this 24 valve that I have right here. I'm going to P-pump it. I've also got this NV4500 and NP205 that's married to it that I'm going to swap into it as well. I don't really know much about this truck. I do know that it has the 318 and a 4-speed in it and a divorced NP205, which honestly is kind of why I wanted the truck in the first place. The divorced NP205 is what I need for my first gen to continue on with that project. So it kind of just like felt like it made sense, and like I felt like it'd be a lot of fun to buy this truck and to sort of get the parts I need for my first gen and also have another project truck. So that's what that's sort of what my intentions are with this truck. And yeah, so I think for this video, I'm going to tear out all of the old drivetrain and sort of just kind of clean it up a bit. So yeah, I think right now I'll take off all the drive lines and get the transfer case taken out, and then we'll start on the transmission. So let's get into it. That is some gross fluid. Wow. Oh no, and there's metal chunks at the end. Yeah, if you look at this fluid, there you can just see like there's so much metallic, and it's just different colors, and it just stinks. I guarantee you this transmission is going to need a lot of work to get back to functionality. I'm not gonna lie, I love how OEM manufacturers ever did this. I think all floor pans like this should be removable just for ease of access. That way you don't have to drop the transmission for every little thing. Not that you always have to, but I mean, it does make it easier to access things, right? So that's why I like it, and that's why I put one on my first gen. Like I said, look at how much easier it makes my job. Look at how easy it is to access all the bell housing bolts right here. So much easier. All right, so I got the transfer case pulled out from under the truck. And like I said, I don't really know much about these trucks, but I am learning because I was always under the impression that all of these trucks, like pre-1994, 1996, somewhere in there, in the mid-90s, I thought they all had NP205s or 208s. I didn't even know NP202s existed, and that's what this truck has, is a divorced NP202. It's pretty similar to this NP205 that I have that's married, and so this is what the difference between a married and a divorced transfer case is. You have the married transfer case goes directly to the transmission, whereas the divorce transfer case has a drive line between the transmission and the transfer case. But yeah, so this is an NP202, which doesn't really change anything for me. It's just a different transfer case. It is a twin stick transfer case already, so that's kind of cool. But I'm looking to do an air setup on it eventually on my first gen. But yeah, so I got all that pulled out, and I think I'm gonna start working on the transmission and the engine and getting those taken out. I'm considering pulling it out as one unit, but we'll see about that. So I'll update you when I find out. So I just found something that was a little weird. So the intake manifold says it's off of a 360, right? And this is a 318 motor, supposedly. So I looked at the side of the block. It for sure is a 318. So I pulled the 360 intake off, and you just got to see this. Dude, look at how gross this is. There's an entire rat's nest in this motor. Okay, so I pulled the bumper off. And I'm not going to lie, it's in pretty rough shape. Like, it's not that it's like in terrible shape overall, it's that it's bent down, out, and like it's like rotated as well. So I don't know if I'll be able to bend that back, because if you look, like that's not good. So hopefully I'm able to salvage it. My plans are with this winch is actually to take it off, because the NP205 that I'm putting on this truck in the future does not have a PTO shaft. I mean, I can swap it over, but that means I'd have to buy one. And to be frank, I think it'd be cool to retrofit it on my 92 or my 93, whatever, my first gen, Loki. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do, but we'll see. So now I'm gonna start taking the grill off, the lights off, and I'm gonna work to get this front support off, the front clip or front core support, and then get the radiator out, and then hopefully we can start getting this motor and trans pulled. That works. All right, I'm gonna go put this down. So if you look, the winch is getting in the way of the engine hoist, because I still have about a foot left before it can, or about maybe 8 inches, about where it can go further in. And where I'm wanting to pull the transmission and engine at the same time, I need to be as far that way as possible. So I'm gonna get this winch pulled, and then I'm gonna start pulling off all the electrical on the engine, and then I'll start videoing me pulling the engine out. So I'll be right back. See how heavy this thing is. Oh, it's not terrible. I've seen worse. Wow, Watch, I'll get it off and it's like, oh! All right. Just watch the good old fingers. You don't want to lose a digit. Oh, that was pretty easy, actually. Cool. Not gonna lie, I really like the sound of these spark plug pliers when they pop. Don't want to hurt my hand. Kind of fun. There we go. Look at that. Came right out. All right, I think she's coming out. Oh, I'm grabbing the towel. Darn it. All right, I'm gonna lift it up just a hair more. Oh no, oh no. All right, so now that I've got my motor pulled, I think this is a good time to kind of stop in terms of labor for the video. So I looked again inside my transmission because I was curious what was going on. I found sort of what the issue is, or I'm not exactly sure. I think it has something to do with holding the synchros in and actuating them. I think that broke because there's these chunks that I found, and which co-aligns with the fluid discoloration, the significant discoloration that is. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, this truck's gonna be quite a bit of work. Like, it's kind of more than I thought it was gonna be, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. There is a lot more rust than I'd hoped, but I'm not gonna really deal with that right now. That's gonna be something I deal with probably in the near future, like in a couple months. That's not really something I wanna deal with right this second. I'd rather just get it running and then deal with those issues later on. So yeah, anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, I really do. You know how to support me, so anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.